So today we're going to be reacting to mythical UFC matchups. So the first one we've got on screen is Jiří Procházka versus Marvin Vettori. A bit of an unusual one here. I don't think anybody's ever asked for this fight. But if you think about it, this actually could be a really fun matchup. Now, Jiří Procházka has hinted at moving down to middleweight, so there is a possibility that this fight could happen. As you can see on screen, this guy is predicting Jiří Procházka to kick the shit out of Marvin Vettori. My prediction would be no different. Now, I would be interested to see how Jiří Procházka makes the weight cut down to middleweight. Can he do it healthily? Can he still continue to carry the power that he has? Will his durability still be the same? Marvin Vettori isn't a big puncher though, so you wouldn't really find that out in this fight. But yeah, Jiří Procházka's just dynamic fight style, how unorthodox his strikes are, the angles that they come from. I think Marvin Vettori's chin would be tested in this fight, and I think it would eventually break. I think Jiří Procházka, like what this photo's showing, I think he'd finish Marvin Vettori. This actually, though, would be a fun fight to see if Jiří is looking to move down. Next up on the list, we have got Yair Rodriguez, Corey Sandhagen. I haven't even looked at any of these. I just seen it on my TikTok and thought, let's make a video on it. This would be very fucking interesting. Now, Sandhagen just got outstruck by Umar Nurmagomedov. Anyway, yeah, so he got outstruck by Umar Nurmagomedov. Now, you could say the reason for him being outstruck and shit like that is because he was so worried about the takedown. Granted, his takedown defense in that matchup held up pretty well. Yair Rodriguez isn't going to take him down, let's be honest. But Corey Sandhagen has added the wrestling into his game, and we've been able to see that Yair Rodriguez, when taken down, can struggle to get back up to his feet. Just look at the Brian Ortega fight as an example. But Corey Sandhagen would be moving up for this matchup. Sandhagen is a bantamweight, so would he be able to have the strength? This would be very interesting, especially the striking, as Yair is so unorthodox, and Corey Sandhagen is very technical and traditional, if that makes any sense. He's very technical with his striking in there. I think Yair Rodriguez beats him though. That's just my opinion. Unless Corey Sandhagen's able to implement in his grappling and wrestling and mix it up with Yair Rodriguez, I don't think he beats him on the feed. Corey Sandhagen does throw a lot of feints, but when he gets people biting on the feints, there's not much that he really throws after the feints, if that makes sense. So it kind of makes the feints pointless, if that makes sense. And what I'm saying, Yair, very unorthodox, very dynamic. The kicking, I'm picking Yair Rodriguez to win this. I think it would be by decision though. I think, yeah, Yair Rodriguez would win a lot of the earlier rounds, and as we would tail off into the championship type rounds, if this was over 5 rounds, which I'm going to say it is, I think Corey Sandhagen would be able to pick up the later rounds maybe, but the early rounds, I feel like Yair Rodriguez would get ahead, and just based off damage as well, I think he could really cut up Corey Sandhagen, especially with the unorthodox striking and the elbows. Next up, Islam Makhachev, Ilia Topuria. Give me a second, I'm thirsty. Yeah, a lot of people seem to be talking about this fight. Ilia Topuria is one of them. This just wouldn't be the case. Islam Makhachev would smoke Ilia Topuria, to be honest. I actually would be kind of interested in seeing this matchup because of Ilia's boxing and the power that he has. But I just think Islam Makhachev would do a good job of being able to keep at the distance, especially use his kicks. Islam's got some really good kicks now, and he isn't a bad striker himself. And I feel like he'll be so much bigger than Ilia Topuria in there on the night. That I feel like if it was to get close in the boxing range, we've seen him have success boxing against Dustin Poirier. Is Poirier the same level of boxer as Topuria? Who knows? But I think if it was to get into the closeness boxing range where Islam really doesn't want to be with Topuria, I feel like he would be able to take Topuria down. Obviously, Topuria is very well known for his boxing, but the guy came in the MMA as a grappler. A lot of people don't talk about that, but like I said, the Dagestani style of just grappling is just different from anywhere else, and I feel like Islam would be able to implement that in there, and I feel like he would beat Ilia Topuria. Next up, we have got Leon Edwards, Charles Oliveira. This would be a really fun matchup. I still think Leon Edwards will go down as the greatest welterweight of all time. Wait till he comes back and beats Bilal in the rematch. Charles Oliveira is very exciting to watch. Oliveira will not take a back step. And I feel like he can definitely cause Leon problems early on, because Leon, if he cannot control the pace of the fight, he does struggle. Look what happened with the Bilal Muhammad fight. Bilal just kept the constant pressure on, didn't let Leon get into his groove, didn't let him control the fight at his pace, and that's where he really struggled. Oliveira also hits really hard. I'm not saying that Leon Edwards is chinny or anything, but Leon can be caught, especially the later the fight goes. Just look at the Nate Diaz one as an example. And obviously Oliveira is a submission specialist. I don't think Oliveira would be able to get Leon down, and I feel like Leon would be able to control the pace of this fight on the feet, especially at range with his kicks, his leg kicks, body kicks, and the fact that he's a southpaw I feel like would give Oliveira a lot of problems. Plus, when they do get in the clinch, the knees and the breakaway elbow from Leon Edwards is just nasty. I'm taking Leon Edwards to beat Charles Oliveira. Next up, some of these matchups are fucking class. Hopefully we can actually see some of these. And finally, this is the one we're going to finish off on today. Hopefully this guy makes more of these, because these are interesting. UFC, fucking hire this guy. Anyway, finally, Israel Adesanya, Yuri Prochazka. I think this should be Adesanya's next fight, to be honest. I would like to see Adesanya maybe move up from the middleweight division into light heavyweight. A new division, put on size properly, fight Yuri Prochazka, and then give us that Pereira trilogy. Now, like I said, Yuri is looking to move down. That could be a possibility. Fuck that. Keep Yuri at light heavyweight. Move Israel Adesanya up. This would be such a fun matchup. I think it would have to be 5 rounds. I'm just counting all these fights as 5-rounders, to be honest. That's just the way I'm going to see them. Israel Adesanya, obviously much more technical than Yuri Prochazka, but Yuri Prochazka is so dynamic. I feel like Israel Adesanya would really, really struggle to get reads on Yuri Prochazka in there. Now, Yuri, like we've seen him fight Alex Pereira, he didn't really use the grappling much in that matchup, but we do know that Yuri Prochazka can grapple, and I feel like if it did hit the mat, he could have success against Israel Adesanya, but I just don't know if he'd be able to get Israel Adesanya to the mat, as Israel Adesanya does have great takedown defense, especially against the cage. Now, who I would pick for this one, Izzy's more technical and can cause Yuri a lot of problems with the leg kicks, but I don't know. I think Yuri would be able to break Adesanya down and crack him, and I think he'd finish Adesanya. At this moment in time, I would pick Yuri Prochazka to finish Israel Adesanya. So yeah, those are some mythical UFC matchups. Let me know who you think would win these in the comments below. And as always, like, share, subscribe, comment. That's disgusting. All that good stuff. And I'll see you again in the next one.